Alright, Schlockmeister fans, another private screenings movies. This one's called Lady of Lust. She could do the unforgivable, yet would always be forgiven. Let's see what that's all about. These are passengers on an airplane, and what has their attention? Well, there's a couple joining the Mile High Club in front of everybody.
You two.
Break.
I'm sorry, you're attending the other passengers. Would you please get dressed? Why? Is there a law against love making on this airline?
Throw us overboard, eh?
Please, at least will you keep covered?
Well, the plane hits a little turbulence.
Velvet lips.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
We're running into a little turbulence here, and in these weather conditions, there's a possibility of air
What's bothering you, kid?
Well, it looks like the plane's about to crash, and Christiana makes a promise to God.
Our sins, and the Almighty may save us.
Then save us if you can. I repent every sin I ever committed. Please, I'll make a fresh start. I'll stay pure. I swear to you. I'll even be a nun.
Well, of course, the plane did land safely, and she stuck to her word and decided to join a convent.
A blend of strength and sweetness.
I feel a certain sense.
Meanwhile, this guy is like looking at the nuns and decides he wants to paint one of them. Christiana, of course, because she's the prettiest.
Obviously.
I made a promise.
To Jesus? He died 2,000 years ago. Just a stupid vow. Forget it. It's all over.
No, I can't cheat God.
That would be sacrilege.
No turning back now.
Really?
Of course, our painter gets a little handsy.
To contain so explosive a flame, you are virgin, personified.
She's no virgin, though. She was having sex on the airplane. Anyway, she goes wandering outside with one of the other people in the nunnery, and they start to frolic in the water. Wonder where this is headed. Typical nuns. Of course, they have to take off their clothes to get them dry. I can't really show you much here.
A little. I'll warm you up if you like.
Anyway, Christiana's job here is to, I guess, ring the bell, but she starts making out with this other dude named Bill.
One of the novices, Christiana. This is her first time today. I'm sure she'll improve with practice.
And then Luca, that's her boyfriend from the airplane, shows up.
Kiss me, darling. No, keep kissing me. I'm starving.
You fool hiding in a convent. That reminds me, you'll have to find some hiding place for me.
Why? What have you done, Luca?
I'm in trouble with the law. I nearly got busted.
How, for God's sake?
The cops found a load of hash at Daniele's, and he shot one getting away.
So she hides him out in the bell tower.
You've got to lose. You've got me to love, all you can eat, and a pad here that's like a palace.
You're the most adorable jailer any man could ever want, and the most hypocritical.
But then they get busted by Leonora.
Follow me. Imprudent child. I also have a key to this pad.
Have you been spying long?
Oh, vicious killing. It's really serious. If I leave, I'm in trouble.
So they know he's wanted.
I never suggested that you should leave. On the contrary, aiding the persecuted is considered to be an act of charity. And besides, you can relax a bit before you actually become a nun, dear.
So I think Leonora was basically saying, you got a week before you actually become a nun, so do whatever the hell you want.
Sister Angelica, and let your love ignite the world.
Leonora goes to visit Luca up in the bell tower.
It's broad, easy.
Oh boy. They go all the way, of course.
You rat! You filthy bastard!
You look great in it.
And then Christiana catches her.
You filthy no-good son of a bitch! You should be ashamed of yourself!
You have every reason to say that.
He asks for forgiveness.
You're not so bad at that yourself. You became a nun just for fun. I never knew you were so jealous of me. Or was it just your pride? Anyhow, now, I've got to find some other hideaway. Oh, my darling.
Forgive me.
Christiana decides it's time to leave the nunnery, though. Christiana goes to her mother, who looks younger than her.
I suppose that's your carnival costume. Don't worry, you're safe now. And you're lucky, too, because your mother's a hustler. I got lots of money.
Next thing you know, she ends up at a party somewhere where she decides to strip naked in front of everybody and basically auction her body off to the highest bidder.
What did you offer, huh?
Right, 200. It worth every penny.
Not a sham. Try. Oh, chicken feet. You want champagne for the price of beer. You poison a cup of tea in your veins. Take a closer look at this lovely flesh.
More posing nude for that painter.
Stop right there. We must create an infernal atmosphere.
In a weird freakout scene, I guess she has some sort of
Let me be damned.
touch of consciousness.
I'm possessed by the devil.
Lost your chance of salvation. As I see it, the only way you can return to the arms of God is this. Find Christiana and ask her if she will forgive you. There's a faint hope that could save both of you.
So Leona has to go and find Christiana now and bring her back.
Sullied her.
Anyway, somehow she's getting conned by this guy to steal a crown.
It's was separated and sold in the free market.
It's a religious crown.
Crucifix dates from 1590.
As a nun, she'll have access to it.
Procession during the plague, which swept Italy during the period.
So she puts on her nun costume, or I guess it's called a habit, steals the crown jewels, oops, she gets busted.
This is sacrilege. What are you doing? Stop! In the name of the Lord, stop it!
Well, now she's really going to hell.
For my part,
Leonora finds her.
and pity.
Oh, don't bother, sister. I don't need your pity. And I've learned how much your affection means. You're about as sincere as a bitch in heat. Ready for all comers.
Don't try to do more harm than you've already done. To yourself and to others.
Well, she's not swayed by Leonora and says, "To hell with you, I'm getting in the car with this guy."
Let's go somewhere quiet.
I said I'm going to hell.
Christiana!
She pushes him aside and she drives his car. She's driving like a maniac and he wants to get out and she won't stop, so he decides, fuck it, I'm jumping.
I'm gonna do it. I'm ready, gonna do it. Here I go. I'm ready. Here goes. Ready? And you go to hell.
As she's driving too fast on this cliff road, she keeps seeing flashbacks of all the bad shit she's done in the past couple of weeks or months until she goes over. The next day they pull up the car with Christiana's body still intact inside of it. She's dead. And that's the end of our film. Alright, let's talk about this movie, Lady of Lust, or as the on-screen title said, Our Lady of Lust. This was put out by Private Screenings in the late 80s under the title Lady of Lust. Not available on DVD, so you know the drill. I burned it from the pre-recorded VHS tape, which I own, and made some box art for it. Lovely looking Lady of Lust. The original title is something like Christiana de blah blah blah, something, I don't know, it's foreign. So anyway, This is a foreign film. I think it's an Italian film. I actually didn't look that up, but I think it is. I think it's an Italian film. This woman named Christiana, she's on an airplane joining the Mile High Club. In fact, she's not in the bathroom with her boyfriend. She's doing it on the seats and like right out in the open. And then like most of the passengers on the plane are like watching them and cheering them on. It's ridiculous. But anyway, plane runs into some turbulence. I think they lose an engine and they think they're going to die. And then she decides to repent her sins to this nun who's there. And she even says, I'll become a nun too if I live through this. Help me, God. I'll join a convent. Well, sure enough, the plane survives. And she keeps her promise and joins the nuns, the convent, the nunnery. But she can't completely get rid of her wicked ways. She makes out with a guy there, has sex in this bell tower. And then her boyfriend, Luca, from the airplane, who apparently got into some trouble with some other dude. They were selling some hash or something, and then the other guy shot a cop or something, so he's on the run now. He shows up, and then she hides him in the bell tower, too. Of course, they have sex a couple times as well. And then she gets caught by this other nun, Leonora, who basically says, hey, don't worry about it. You're not a nun yet. You got about a week yet, so have fun. Ridiculous, right? So anyway, I think she does become a nun. I think there was that ceremony there. Meanwhile, during that ceremony, I think, or at some other time, I don't know, Leonora decides to come up to the bell tower and she sleeps with the guy, Luca. And then Christiana comes up and she's like disgusted. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know? And he's like, hey, we always have threesomes with your girlfriends before. What's the difference? But no, she's not having that. She freaks out. But he follows her and then she forgives him. And then she runs off and leaves the convent. And then next thing you know, she's joining the party circuit. She's auctioning herself off, stripping. And she goes to her mother, who's like a hustler. And then ultimately, I don't know, I kind of like jumped to this part where she meets some guy who's like a thief and says, hey, you're a nun, right? You can break into this church here and steal this crown jewels, this crown off this statue. She agrees to do that. She gets it. She knocks out the priest in the process. She gets out of there. Leonora was sent to found her, but she says, screw you, Leonora, I'm leaving. And she hops in this car, basically hijacks this guy's car and then runs it off the cliff, kills herself. And that's the end of her movie. So there you go. That is Lady of Lust. I don't know what to make of it. It actually didn't have as much nudity as a lot of these private screenings movies do. It did have some, obviously. And I think the woman who played Christiana, I can't remember her name. I think this is the only movie she ever did. I think. I don't know. But anyway, what a legacy, right? So anyway, I don't know what else more I can tell you about this. It's an okay film, I guess. It's an erotic thriller, erotic drama. I don't know. But there's some nudity, and that's about all you're looking for in a movie like this. A little strange little relics. I don't know where I find this shit. But anyway, they're not available on DVD, like I said. I'll leave a link to the Amazon VHS tape, assuming it's listed there. And go ahead and pick it up. Why not, right? So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. It's Lady of Lust. Watch it. Bye.